I think we have got around 60 plus students in B Pharma and 30 students in Pharm D. So that makes total around 90, and so far only somewhere 55 plus students I could see. That means many are not still there, many are not attending. Ajay, please please mute yourself. Ajay Chavan. Okay. So this shows that you are not interested in that, most of you rather, those who are absent. Many of you have joined much late. Actually, we have started class, I told around, we'll start around 3. 3 to 4, I finished my earlier class around 2:55 and I immediately joined. But still, students, they are taking long time. This should be avoided as far as possible. Okay. Now, can you see the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yes.
Yes,
Fine,
sir.
fine, fine, fine. Uh, this much answer, okay. Once say, I can understand. Fine. You can use chat box. You can see here chat. Okay. You need not to respond, but you can see it. Okay, very good. Okay, see the chat box, and you can put your questions here so that we are not distracting others. Now, most of the topics which are common will go for that. Okay, we'll try to give the common topic, so that, because we 2 people are assigned for the anatomy physiology, and we'll try to see that we can help you in most of the things. Now, what is, you might have studied almost many things. This is rather such a subject. Anatomy, physiology is such a subject that you have studied most of the thing since long. Almost I could see in some of the CBSE or ICSE syllabi, that is almost in the classes of 5th, 6th, 7th, like that. Recently I could see 5th year project on skull and bones and type of joints, like that. So 5th class. So that means, you people are much familiar. This is the biggest advantage, is you people are very much familiar with the subject, and you should be find yourself very comfortable with the subject, because you know it, it's not new to you, and you should find interest in that. Now, whatsoever you have studied so far up to 12, that is definitely useful. Now we have to go something beyond it, and that we have to plan. So whenever we are going for these classes, I expect that you have read the things, or you have revised the things. I can understand that everything which you have read it earlier, you may not able to recall it. But since you all are students from, we can say, high merit classes, you have got very good marks in your CET and 12th. Most of you have got very good scores. So that means it should not be very difficult for you to recall this or revise this. So my immediate thing is there from my side. The assignment is those, please put it on this one. Syllabus, everybody has seen, whether you have got the syllabus. Very good. Syllabus is there. Okay, fine, 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 beautiful. So you now you have got the syllabus. Now with this syllabus, what you can do is, you go through the topic, the name of the topic, and compare with your previous knowledge. Somewhere you might have studied this, and you will find that there are very few topics rather which you never studied. Most of the topic you have seen somewhere else. Okay, and as I told you, it is a very common part of biology, and therefore it is, you will find it very familiar, you will find it very known subject. Only now what it is, we have to increase the depth. I used to call a very, I used to give an analogy that it is something like, swimming in water. Swimming in water means, it can be when you are young, you swim in the water, that it can be a pond, When you get somewhere young, it can be maybe swimming tank. Those who are having still more thing, they can river in big lakes or dam or maybe rivers. Okay, those who are still having good swimming skills, they can swim in seas, oceans. Now everywhere the word swimming is same. Swimming in water is common. The change is what? The amount of water and the depth it is there, and accordingly the skill set, the attitude you need to change. I hope you are understanding this. So accordingly you studied it, but still we want that you should go for some additional thing, some depth you should achieve, because now you are not young that you will be swimming in a pond. Okay, even you are beyond that. You are now, we are going to swim in maybe at least a big water body, and in this big water body you should be equipped yourself, so that not getting tired, so that you feel comfortable, you enjoy that swimming in a big water body. And therefore for that, the first assignment I am giving you is compare the things which you have seen earlier. You see the syllabus, example cell, you will find here, you will find there. Words are almost same, you will find. Okay, there also you will find cell and organelles, etc. Here also you will find cell and organelles. Now what difference is? Difference is again depth. That is, the here we need some additional knowledge, some additional depth we have to achieve. Okay, and okay, now everybody wrote that you have syllabus. Then what you can do is, from that you can copy Anushka. Syllabus you have received, Anushka?
Sir,
Huh?
we have received only names of the chapters.
Yes, then names of the chapters. See, whatsoever is given in syllabus will be like that only. That's what I am trying to tell you. Okay, suppose whatsoever syllabus is shared with you, that is actually the syllabus of university. In that chapter, whatsoever is converted, there is, this is the first thing you will encounter over here is, this is the professional syllabus, professional college syllabus, where everything is not specified, and it is expected that you are going to achieve the highest depth possible in that. Okay,
So which
huh?
book should we follow?
I will be telling you everything, don't worry.
Okay.
Okay. Now the thing is, when we say that we have to follow maximum depth, then again depth is too much. Sometimes it is just like I told you, depth in uh, maybe a dam or big lake, and sea and ocean, there are much changes are there. So in that what happens is, if we have to make it at a consensus level, that because for teaching each and every thing we may not get enough time, or even you may not get enough time. So we have to reach to some optimal syllabus. That means it should be okay for your further knowledge, further things, and it should be not too much that you don't get time to read it, or you find it so cumbersome that you start disliking it. So we have to reach to a consensus, and it will be there are some books which are having that much only thing. Now everybody will just have a definition, and then I'll let you know what it is. So the first thing is, let us define the things, and then I'll go on explaining everything. What is the name of subject is? Hello, can you hear me? I think connection net has gone. Most probably you might have. Hello. Hello. So let us see the definitions. That is, the name of subject is human anatomy physiology, or anatomy physiology, normally we call it. So what it is? It is the, what is anatomy? It is the science of a structure, or it is the, normally what it is defined is, it is the branch of biology which deals with the various structures present in the human body. The relationship is revealed by dissection when we cut it apart, or various imaging techniques. So basically anatomy deals with the structure, how these structures are related to each other, what are the types of tissues are there, how they are layered, how they are arranged. So basically anatomy is organization of various tissues. Physiology is the branch of biology which deals with the function of the body. Now we study adult physiology particularly because slightly variations can be there in the children physiology and physiology of very old people, like that. So this is what anatomy is, that is what physiology is. Okay. So what we study in anatomy, again we make still details. So anatomy is study of structure and relationship among the structure, as I told you already. Now there are various structures, various subdivisions of that. Surface anatomy, that means what appears superficially. Gross anatomy. Systemic anatomy, that is system wise, digestive system, then lymphatic system, cardiovascular system, like that. Regional anatomy, that is there are various regions are there of the trunk, they are developed. So accordingly, head, body, trunk, like that. Radiographic anatomy, how this body looks when we go for x-rays, etc., or various techniques. Developmental anatomy, that is what happens particularly from small infant to when it becomes a adult body, then what changes are there. Embryology, that is inside the womb, inside the uterus, how it develops into fetus. Cytology, various cells. Pathological anatomy, that comes in, or we shall see in later. So this is what various definitions of anatomy. Physiology is, again, it is the definition that way is very simple, easy. It is study of how body structures functions. But what it involves is, it involves cell physiology, system physiology, pathophysiology, exercise physiology, neurophysiology, endocrinology, cardiovascular physiology, immunophysiology, respiratory physiology, renal physiology, reproductive physiology. So these are various anatomies and physiologies. Okay. Now I hope you understand. As we grow in, it looks very small. Okay. That is, what is anatomy? Anatomy is, again, very simply say, when we say it is a structure, that is, and in that structure, what are the, suppose when you come to any building or when you go in house, so whatsoever thing you find in a house, okay, this is anatomy. There is a wall, there is a, roof, there is a floor, okay. So these all things which are immediately visible, these are the structures, these are all anatomy. Okay, you are getting this, you are understanding this. So everybody has seen house. So whatsoever, when you go for that, that everything, this wall, roof, whatsoever it is there, okay, door, windows, everything is what? It is anatomy. Now suppose I want to know about anatomy, then suppose door anatomy, then what you will do is that it has got some frame, it has got some wood, it has got some lock, okay. These are all things, again they are anatomy, because they are part of that door, that you can see, you can visualize it, okay. Inside that, suppose somebody asks, then you will say that it is made up of wood, it is made up of plywood, it is made up of some other thing, it is made up of iron. So these are again part of anatomy, because of what thing it has been made. Now if function wise, it protects, it allows either or it disallows the people to come in. So that was the function of your main door. So that is physiology. You understood anatomy, you understood physiology, okay. Now in physiology, accordingly, as the door material will change, accordingly the anatomy is changing. Although structures look same, but as I told you, it may be wooden, design may be different, it may be made of plywood, it may be made of some other thing, and accordingly it changes, accordingly its look changes, but it is all anatomy. Physiologically, if it is plywood, then it can be easily breakable. If it is iron or something, then it is comparatively very tough. Every time how it is opening, how it is closing, then two things are happening. When it is closing or opening, the structural changes are occurring. While opening it looks different, while closing it looks different. So this is anatomy, but because of that it opens and closes is the physiology. There is something because of that it is opens and closes, that is the physiology. So anatomy and physiology, therefore they are very closely linked. Why they are closely linked? Because that particular structure, that particular shape, that particular size of that particular tissue or cell is very, very important to give that particular function. So what is anatomy now? In simple words, if anybody wants to say, anatomy deals with what?
Structure of body.
Structure, okay. And physiology deals with what?
Functions.
Functions. Very good. So anatomy deals with structures and physiology deals with functions. That is very clear.
Yes.
It is very clear. Okay. Now I'll give one more example. Okay. Everybody has seen fan?
Yes, sir.
Fan, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now whatsoever fan you see is what? Whatsoever fan you enter in the room and you see the fan, that is what? Structure. Very good. It is anatomy.
Sure.
It is anatomy, isn't it? Okay. If I ask
Okay,
you
okay, sir.
if you are asked to describe, what you will describe? You feel that, you see that there is something which is suspended to some portion in the roof, and it has been attached. Then you find that there is some rod to rod, there is something flat thing is there, to that some blades are attached. Okay. Now I am not describing anything about function. What I am describing is what is the structure. So all the things which are there, which are part of that, these are all what? Structure. So that is what? Anatomy. Now again, when I open, I find some electric motor. That is what? Anatomy or physiology? That motor is anatomy or physiology?
Physiology.
I am just seeing it.
Physiology.
I am just seeing it.
Anatomy.
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 Okay. I have not, whether I have mentioned any work from that,
That is function.
whether I have mentioned any function, I told you that when I open it, then I find that there is some motor is there which is connected with the shaft of the fan. Okay. So that motor is what?
Anatomy.
Anatomy. Motor is at present anatomy. Okay. Then I
Yes,
see
sir.
so many things. So few wires are there, some condensers are there, some more things are there. All these are what?
Anatomy.
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 You understood this? What is anatomy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Whatsoever you can see. Okay. Now
Yes,
whatsoever
sir.
you can see means not only by just eyes only. Whatsoever you can see even at microscope is anatomy. This is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Whatsoever you see by either direct or what we can say by naked eyes, okay, or
Yes, sir.
by microscope or by any other way, whenever you can see that there is something structure, that you call it as a anatomy.
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 Whenever you
Anatomy.
cannot see with the naked eyes, whenever you cannot see it and you need some microscope, then we change the name slightly. It is actually branch of anatomy. We call it as a histology. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Understood what is
Yes, sir.
histology? Histology you understood? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now fan is there. Now what happened is someone from you came and felt that there is too much heat and made the button on. Okay. So what
Yes,
will
sir.
happen because the button was made on?
फंक्शन स्टार्ट करेगा.
हाँ.
Physiology.
Yes. So it will start
It's function.
Functioning.
रोटेशन.
Functioning.
है ना, फैन के रोटेशन शुरू हो जाएंगे. ओके. So that moment it, now whatsoever thing you have seen fan earlier. Now what is the function of the rod? है ना, जिस रॉड को फैन टंगा हुआ है उसका कुछ फंक्शन है क्या?
हाँ सर, उसको बैलेंस करता है.
बैलेंस करता है ना. हाँ, to keep it stable or to hold it rather we can say, isn't it? To hold that hold the fan, isn't it? So the
Yes, sir.
है ना, पहले हमने जस्ट देखा कि देयर इज समथिंग रॉड. ठीक है. अभी उस रॉड को भी फंक्शन है, isn't it?
हाँ सर.
Then there is some that bowl like structure on which the blades are attached. What blades are doing? Blade को तुमने पहले देखा था. You said that anatomically I have seen some blade, they are having this shape, this size, इतनी लेंथ है, उतनी इसकी width है, इतनी
Flat.
thickness है ना. ये आपने उसका स्ट्रक्चर, मैंने अगर बोला तो आपने उसका स्ट्रक्चर आइडेंटिफाई किया. मैंने अगर बोला कि फैन के बारे में लिखो तो तुमने उसको क्या लिखोगे? ऐसा इसका उसका स्ट्रक्चर है, कैसा है, ऐसे ब्लेड्स हैं, उसको ब्लेड की इतनी साइज है. या अगर जो कोई फैन लेता है तो फैन में भी लिखा हुआ था. सो दिस इज द ब्लेड साइज, स्मॉल ब्लेड, बिगर ब्लेड, इजंट इट?
Yes, sir.
Now you have seen them as a blade. It was structure, it was anatomy, but now it is rotating, isn't it? Now while
Yes, sir.
rotating, इसके बहुत सारे चीज़ें होती हैं कि दिस if the blade does not have a proper angle तो हवा नहीं आएगी, है ना. ब्लेड के लिए भी एंगल दिया रहता है, उसको एक टिपिकल शेप दिया होता है. ठीक है. So if that shape is there, then you will get actually output. अपने को बाकी फैन से कुछ काम था क्या? No. Why you made the fan on? Why you made the fan on? Because the person who entered room feel that the ambient temperature is more and it is a hot, so he needs some air circulated, he will feel better, isn't it? So for circulation of air the person has started it, ठीक है ना? Now fan is on, but the blades are not proper. If the blades are not proper, okay, everything is fine, blade they don't have the angle is not proper, you are not getting the air, है ना, उसका एंगल ठीक नहीं है तो एयर नहीं मिल रही है. So what happened then? That means when that desired function is not obtained, okay, we call it as a pathology. You understood this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
है ना? You know that फैन किसी काम के लिए वहाँ अगर है तो वो काम अगर वो ठीक से नहीं करता है, अब वो why there is a pathology? What is pathology here? What is the basics or what is the reason behind that? It is because of what? Structural problem. So pathology is because of what? Anatomical problem. ये जो defect है वो क्या है? Anatomical problem.
Anatomical defect.
समझा कि नहीं समझा?
Yes, sir.
अब फैन वो मूव नहीं हो रहा है, ठीक है, तो क्या कारण हो सकता है मूव नहीं हो रहा है? तो
स्ट्रक्चर इज डिफेक्ट,
इधर मूव ही नहीं हो रहा है ना, तो स्ट्रक्चर में प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है. वायर कट हो गई एक, है ना, एक वायर कट हो गई, एक वायर जो वहां अंदर कनेक्टेड थी वो निकल गई है ना. हाँ, सिमरन ने बोला है मोटर खराब हो गई, कंडेंसर खराब हो गया. देर आर मेनी रीजंस. सो नाउ व्हाट वी आइडेंटिफाइज, तुमने जब देखा तो हमको क्या मालूम पड़ा कि जब हमने बटन दबाया वहां से अच्छी हवा आने तक बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल. दिस यू अंडरस्टूड दिस, है ना?
Yes, sir.
तो तो बटन से तुम्हारे रेगुलेटर में वहाँ अच्छे से कनेक्शन जाना चाहिए, रेगुलेटर ठीक होना चाहिए. रेगुलेटर में अगर फॉल्ट हो तो आगे कनेक्शन नहीं जाएगा. आगे की वायर अच्छी होनी चाहिए, आगे की वायर से जो पार्ट से उसमें वायर आना चाहिए, वायर आने के बाद मोटर अच्छी होनी चाहिए. कभी कभी फैन में से बहुत आवाज़ आती है ना, फिर वो मैकेनिक बोलता है कि इसकी बेरिंग खराब है, ऑयलिंग खराब हो गई, ठीक है. नाउ दैट मीन्स व्हाट? These are all we understand. Similarly, human body we should treat that all these anatomy and physiology, they are very closely related for the functioning of the body, है ना. बॉडी के हर पार्ट को एक फंक्शन असाइन किया हुआ है, या वी नो दैट, एंड ऑन दैट बेसिस वी आर गिविंग सम नेम टू दैट. हम किसी को डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम बोलते हैं, किसी को यूरिनरी सिस्टम बोलते हैं, किसी को रिस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम बोलते हैं. So why we call? Because we are, that's the major function which that particular portion is doing, or that particularly group of organs are doing. We call it as what? That system we call. System समझा तुमको अभी? Respiratory system, digestive system. Because what
Yes,
is the
sir.
role of digestive system? Now if anything goes wrong at any place, then that will affect digestive system. Anything goes wrong with the respiratory system, it will affect respiratory system, है ना. And everybody has got, or every system has got its own important. समझ रहा है ना? You are getting this?
हाँ सर.
Yes, sir.
Now what happens, we'll go one by one. This much you are understanding?
Yes, sir.
What is anatomy?
Yes, sir.
You
Yes.
understood? What is anatomy? You understood? What is physiology? You understood? What are
Yes, sir.
various branches
Yes, sir.
of anatomy we have seen? What are various branches of physiology we have seen? ठीक है?
हाँ सर.
I am going now somewhat slow. Maybe slowly will increase speed after some time. ठीक है? And before increasing speed, I'll let you know something about it. Okay? This is
Okay,
okay?
sir.
You are understanding this? Now when we look
Yes,
at
sir.
this, अभी हमने फैन का एग्जाम्पल देखा, तो when we look at this, then what we find, suppose whole that system is there, okay, फैन है, ऐसे बहुत सारे फैन घर में हैं, एक घर है, घर इज अ सिस्टम, तो एक पूरा घर है ना. So that house is having doors, house is having windows, house is having fans, house is having lights, houses are having many other things, bathrooms and taps and everything. Okay, this makes as a complete house, and everything has got its own importance. Everything is required, and if anything goes wrong, that will affect that person immensely. बराबर है कि नहीं?
हाँ सर.
Similarly,
Yes, sir.
we have got whole body. We call it as a organism. Okay, human body as a organism. ठीक है? This organism is having what? This organism is made of several systems. Okay, we have got variety of systems there. We have got central nervous system, we have got autonomous nervous system, we have got digestive system, we have got respiratory system, we have got urinary system, we have got skeletal muscle system, we have got joints or bone system. So all variety of system we have got. These all systems are clubbed together, and when they are working, all these systems working hand in hand, when they are working in proper way, because each system is dependent on other system, they are interlinked with each other. So when all these systems are working fine, the organism is happy, the organism is working fine. So we call it as another level, or the next to organism is a system level. So what are various systems? So many systems are there: digestive system, respiratory system, etc. So we call it as a system level. Okay. Now each system is made of various organs. Example, if it is digestive system we take, then it starts with the oral cavity, where tongue is there, it is playing role. Saliva is secreted, it is playing role. Okay. The muscles are there, teeth are there, they are playing role. Then there is the esophagus, that is playing role. Then stomach is there, it plays role. Then intestines are there. So these are all organs, they are playing role till whatsoever food the person has taken is either absorbed or unabsorbed portion is defecated out. So this is how these all organs are playing, and they are playing for one function, therefore we call it as a digestive system. So there are various organs in that, isn't it? We have seen stomach, intestine again, small intestine, large intestine, etc. Then each organ has got various tissues. When we say that, again we will find various layers in that. Suppose when we say stomach itself has got various levels. That innermost is called as mucosa. Then there is a submucosa, there is a muscularis, then there is a serosa. Very good Manoj. So we have got various layers. All these layers are made of tissues. Then what is tissue? Again, this is a group of cells are having similar structural and functional capabilities. So this tissue is there. Each tissue, they are made up of several cells. There are many cells are there in that. In all cells there are certain chemicals are there. The cells are made up of certain proteins, certain carbohydrates, certain lipids, they are put into it. Okay, certain amino acids, certain enzymes. So many things are there. So we call it as a chemical level, molecular level. So the body is having. Now why we are studying this? ये हमको क्यों पढ़ना है? Why we are going to study it? Because whatsoever course we are studying, whether PharmD or whether B Pharmacy. Now our course is basically meant for what? It is the course related to study of drugs. Okay. Now what are the drugs? Drugs are the chemical entities which are used for either treatment, mitigation, diagnosis of various diseases. So basically pharmacy is the science with the drugs. Drugs are the chemicals which are causing relief from the diseases. Then what are the diseases? Diseases are the abnormalities in that. Abnormality in the normal function. Suppose, as we were discussing, the job of digestive system is from simplest we call it as a mastication, that is chewing, then digestion of food. If it is not digesting, then what will happen? The person will not get sufficient nutrients, no sufficient energy. Okay, this undigested food will get spoiled, it will produce so many toxic matters, and that will affect It may even cause diarrhea. When diarrhea causes, simultaneously it will cause fluid loss, and it can be very risky. So it was simple that this system somewhere it is not working properly. So when system is not working properly, or when any organ, any tissue, any cell is not working properly from the normal assigned duties, normal assigned work, just like you are students, you have got some assigned duties, some expectation from college, some expectation from parents. Now if you do not do it, then what will happen? It will, whole scenario will change. So similarly, many things are based with the expectation that you will do this, you will do this, you will do this, you are expected to do this, and if you do not do it, then it will change the outcome. So here also, if the cells or the tissues or the organs or the systems are not behaving as per the normal schedule, just like we have seen in the fan, if the fan the basic function was there, why you made the fan on is you should get the air. If you are not getting that air, either fan is not working, if it is working then it is too noisy, okay, or it is rotating too slow, okay, or it is not rotating at all, or even if it is rotating there is no air. There are many things which can be possible. Basically your problem is you do not it is not your business whether fan is rotating or not. What you want is you should get desired amount of air circulated. So when you do not get that desired amount of air circulated, so it can be structural fault, it can be a working fault. Motor is there, everything is fine, but the motor is not working properly. So you have to go for that, you have to identify it. So anything which goes wrong in body, we call it as a pathology. You understood? And therefore many times it is the word is used instead of pathology, it is used as a pathophysiology. That is the physiology which is abnormal, the physiology which is not normal, we call it as a pathophysiology. You understood this term, what is pathophysiology? So when to understanding pathophysiology, what you need to understand? To understanding pathophysiology, what you need to understand? Hello?
Hello. We have to understand first the basic function, proper functioning of body.
Yes, how the proper functioning is done. Okay, how what is the contribution of anatomy and physiology in the normal functioning? This is clear, this is understood. Then what we do is, when we know that there is some abnormality, what we do is we give some drugs. Okay, some of your relative or even you might have taken some drugs sometime. Now I told you, you have taken admission into course, that is pharmacy. The pharmacy means it is the branch which deals with making, dispensing, study, knowledge, information about drugs. Pharmacy, that means what? Pharmacy is the branch of science which deals with drugs. Okay, it deals with drug means, see here it deals with drug means it is not drug dealer. Okay, drug dealer is different thing. Okay, people use it in very different context. You deal with means you are using this, you are studying this, okay, and you know about this, you know how to make it, you know how the drugs will act, how to compound it, how it should given, everything. It is a science related with the drug. Okay. Now when we know that this is a drug, this will act on this kind of problem. So you should know that what problem is. For knowing problem, you should know how normal is. If you do not know normal, then you will not understand what is abnormal. If you do not know what is abnormal, you will not know what is the drug or how it is acting. Okay. So, in pharmacy you will get various subjects in future, and they will be based on one thing very important throughout your pharmacy career. Please mind well. Many times students think that whatsoever they have studied earlier, it has gone. 12वीं तक जो पढ़ा था वो 12वीं के साथ ख़त्म हो गया, अभी ये नया शुरू हुआ. दे शुड फॉरगेट इट. दे शुड ट्राई टू थिंक दैट 12वीं तक तो जो पढ़ा था उसके बेस पर अभी आगे आएगा, उसकी डेप्थ बढ़ेगी. सो दे शुड बी हैविंग गुड नॉलेज अबाउट द प्रीवियस थिंग. Second thing is what is they should be aware about the thing is whatsoever they will study in first year, that will serve as a base for their second or third year subjects. Example, anatomy, physiology is required all over the time, because once you understand anatomy, physiology, then you will understand how the body is functioning and how the anatomical positions or anatomical structures are helping into it. Then you will understand if anything goes wrong, that is pathology, that what goes wrong, how it goes wrong, why it goes wrong, that everything comes in pathology. Once you understand pathology, then what you can correct with the drugs, that comes as a pharmacology, that how the drugs are correcting it. Suppose somebody has got hypertension, somebody has got respiratory problem, somebody has got some other central nervous system problem, then what we try to understand that why there was a problem, that is what pathophysiology, what is the reason of the problem, what went wrong in the problem, because of this there is a disease. So disease are nothing but the abnormal physiology. The physiology is not normal, is the disease or disorder. Now once we understand it, then we understand how the drugs will be correcting it. Once we understand how the drugs are correcting, then we can select the proper drug for proper condition. So this is whole sequence. Those who are having good base throughout, they will be having a better idea, they can make it in better way. So please have good attention on this. Please go on remembering the things about books and all. I'll let you know. Now your immediate concern is what you study the things, you compare with your syllabus, and up to 12 whatsoever you have studied, you please go through it. You will realize that you have got good basic knowledge that will help you in recalling, or just like you have, your 12th knowledge is maybe up to second floor, there is no lift. So if the current knowledge is up to fourth floor, then if you know that up to second floor you are already there, you are on that floor, then next 2 floor you can easily climb. But it will be difficult for those who are still on the ground floor, because they said that no, my job was over, second floor का काम खत्म होने के बाद मैं ground floor पे आ गया था, अब वापस उसको 4th floor चढ़ना है. I hope you understood this analogy. So please be prepared for that. Go through the things of anatomy and physiology you have read it in your biology, or before that whenever you have read. So many things I know you have studied, you have read it, you read it, you make the notes of it, and I am expecting that whenever whosoever is teaching, actually we 2 teachers are assigned this subject, whoever is teaching you, if your basics are correct, it will be helping you. So you in the meanwhile, because so many days you have not read, I suppose, anything, so please go through it. You read your 12th, whatsoever notes are there. If you have not given it to anybody, you read this biology. If you have given the books, the same thing you can read from internet. At many places you will find, because basics you know it, you have read it sometime. Okay, then we'll go for further things. So before going for the books, as I told you, I'll tell you, we'll go for this. Whatsoever other things are there, we'll let you know accordingly. Okay. So please start the study and go through this. If you have any difficulties, you can put on our groups. WhatsApp groups are there, you can put it. Okay. This much is clear, I suppose. You understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So all the best. Okay. And go on reading, start reading. Okay. And those who are
Okay,
not
sir.
present, you inform them that what today I have asked. Okay, what I have asked today?
About anatomy and physiology.
What I
Physiology.
have asked, what you should do. What is the assignment from my side?
To clear your base.
Clear your base. You go through, you compare the, I am repeating, if you are not understood, those who have not paid attention earlier can pay now attention, that anything which is, you know, yes, which is required for your current syllabus, whatsoever thing you have studied earlier, whether it is in 5th year, 6th year, 7th year, wherever you might have studied it, you just check how much you can recall, तुमको कितना याद है तुम check करो. Okay, because again I'll give one analogy that when you go to doctor or you go to mechanic, you do not test the degrees, what kind of degree or what kind of class the person has got. What you see is how effectively the person works, and for effective work, that is how much knowledge you can reproduce when it is required. So you try to recall whatsoever you have studied earlier, compare with it, try to revise it in the meanwhile, okay, so that syllabus wise you make this list. Yes, read the previous books and do it in that sense. Okay, I hope this much is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I hope you will be prepared next time when we'll go ahead with some of the things. ठीक है?
Sure, sir.
चलो, all the best, enjoy yourself. Okay.